And we're playing poker in Dallas once again, baby. It's Texas Card House Live. It's Saturday, and that means it's the final table of the $365 single reentry $10K guaranteed tournament. The two-card PLO No Limit Hold'em tournament, however you want to see it. We started with a $10,000 guaranteed prize pool, and we tripled it. The prize pool was $30,000 today, and we are down to the final 9 of 100 entries. First place today is taking home $8,750 US dollars. My name's Ben. I am here with my buddy Matt. How's it going, Matt?
Good, and we got a shove on the very first hand by Nelda with ace-jack offsuit.
And we're in it, baby.
And looks like she is just going to steal the blinds.
Nice hand to her.
It's a good start.
Table full of tournament crushers. Looking at the chip count here, what's the Matrix leading the way with one of our fan favorites in the number 2 spot, Donkey. So this should be a fun one, as it always is when our guy Donkey is at the final table. But we appreciate you tuning in on your Saturday night to watch some good old-fashioned Texas Hold'em tournament poker.
Yeah, just look at their 2 chip stacks compared to everybody else.
Yeah.
That's just
I'm willing to bet on how those chips are going to go. Donkey tends to not sit on those chips for very long, and he is good for splashing them around very quickly and very early, so excited to see him play.
He's also a very smart guy. He knows not to go at these short stacks.
Right.
He'll go at a lot of stacks with like almost any 2 cards and depend on his playing ability. But against short stacks, you can't do that because they're just going to call you.
That's right.
So he knows that. He knows he's got to tighten up early. So I'd expect him to play early and then unleash the hounds, as they say later. And
he's also not scared to play back at the big stacks as well. Like, this is kind of an advantage to him to have playable chips where he can make some of his maybe less by-the-book moves that seem to work out really well for him. It'll be interesting to see how he chooses to play this final table. This is like his 14th final table of this year. So, we're not going to talk about Donkey the entire night, but I think it's something to be said that he's on yet another final table. I mean, there was 100 entries for this tournament, so it's no small feat to make any one of these final tables, and this is like I'm exaggerating a little bit, but this is like his 4th or 5th, at least of what I've commentated.
Yeah, it's been past 6 weeks, I think. Every week it's been over 100. I think one week it was 98 or something.
Yeah.
But this is a 10K guarantee tournament, but tonight we got a 30,000 prize pool.
Pretty
so
nice.
If you come down, that's what you can expect here.
So these players started playing at 11 a.m. today and turned their $365 buy-in into
shove.
Potentially $8,000 up top. Scrappy shoving under the gun. Ace-king off. Can't blame her.
She was, I think, the first player eliminated on the final table last week.
That's right, back-to-back final tables.
And the ladies are going at it.
Ace-king
versus ace-queen.
Ace-queen suited. This could be – okay, Bart.
All
right, this might be one of those nights, people, where everybody's got hands when we need them. Ace-king versus ace-queen versus ace-king. I know none of these players will be that thrilled to – have either potentially be chopping. Nelda here actually has better equity than she would if she was against one ace-king. So we got a 3-way all-in here. Bart, another tournament crusher here that seems to be on a lot of final tables. It's not Bart Hansen. Before you ask, it is definitely not Bart Hansen, but this guy's got game, just like the other Bart.
Oh, yeah. No, he's got a couple WSOP circuit rings, including one gold ring, which is their main event. He got that in Oklahoma. Play some of the bigger cash games.
Anybody got spades? Looks like it's going to be the 2 ace-kings splitting up Nelda's money. And
she's I guess. Oh, Bart had her covered. Okay.
Oh, Scrappy had the nut spades too, so she had a huge turn card there.
Huge free roll for her. But
yeah, actually had the chance of eliminating 2 players or taking a chunk out of 1 player. So Nelda, good game to her. She's going to take home $945. She 3x'd her money. Not too bad for a day's worth of work. Better luck to her next time. I know everybody wants to win, but it's also nice to cash anytime you play a tournament. It's much better than busting out. So
yeah, pretty much everybody's unhappy in a tournament except one person. But making it to the final table and cashing is a good feat. So I hope she feels good about her time here today, and we'll see you next week, Nelda.
Absolutely. So great showing for her. I mean, it's she made it 8+ hours in this tournament, survived, and got a nice little payout for herself there. Tournament poker is that weird thing where you play for so long And even if you make a multiple of the money you bought in, if you don't win, you can still get like actually disappointed. Like even the guys at the highest level, if they get 5th place for $50,000, so there's some element of them that is still irritated about that, which is a weird like cultural thing to think about. Paying out, Mad Benjamin paying out in pounds again. I see. We're an international affair here. We got people from all over the world, so we're trying to. Honestly, I don't know why it still says pounds, but that's.
We don't want to be bougie and put dollars up there.
Yeah, they're TCH dollars, and they know no currency. They're universal currency here. TCH.
Herbert folded. It's his first final table, I believe, along with the 2 people to his left. Of course, I don't recognize Cap 10 Poker. He's pretty well covered up.
Yeah, it could be anybody in there.
I kind of miss that when the masks go away. I like him in poker.
It's definitely a benefit to hide a lot of the physical things that maybe the more nervous players put off, and you can not worry about your facial tics that more observant players maybe pick up on.
And the Matrix with the punk rock pink hair, I like it.
Absolutely.
No, that's just the lighting. But
Bart here with pocket 8s coming along in the hijack versus the king jack of Cap 10 Poker.
Good hand to call and set mine with.
Cap 10's got a big stack, so you expect to see a c-bet here on a queen high board.
Yeah, these guys have healthy stacks. This could go somewhere.
Bart probably, how often does he have a queen here? Maybe some of the time, but also 8s are ahead of all the ace highs, all the other small pocket pairs. So he's going to come along for 45. 6 of hearts probably isn't going to change unless Cap 10 puts a big bet out here. Cap 10's kind of got to make a decision because he knows Bart only has 200K behind. And we're playing 6K, 12K. So he's essentially putting Bart all in. Because Bart would have to call for half of his stack.
And doesn't want to.
Nice aggression here by Cap 10 Poker.
He believes him on the double barrel.
Nice move. Yeah, if you've got that in your tool belt, that can be very, very profitable for you. Because oftentimes people will look you up for a float on the flop because everybody continuation bets these days. But then the second barrel tells a different story.
So I didn't have a pair in my hand, but I had a pair of I can't finish that sentence.
That's all right. I've done that plenty this week.
But you guys get it.
You guys get it. We're playing 6K, 12K in the blinds, and then the big blind owes a 12,000 chip ante for the rest of the table to speed up the game so the dealers aren't collecting antes from everybody. That's a pretty standard practice.
That's definitely a good start. Hopefully if you're watching this, one of the reasons you're watching is to improve your poker game. We got some great players on here tonight, and that was a great move we just saw. Don't be afraid to be aggressive. That's how you're going to win tournaments.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't win tournaments just by calling and folding.
And to flex that big stack, it's rare when you have a big stack in relation to the rest of the field oftentimes. And so understanding the position that you're in and not being scared to lose some of that and in hopes of pushing the other smaller stacks around. So Donkey raising it to 27K with a very donkey-like hand, 9-8 of spades. He loves these type of hands in the hijack and JV here with ace-5 suited coming along in the cutoff. Can't blame him there. Pretty hand, a lot of flop potential with ace-5 suited.
Yeah, and Donkey's a player where that hand he knows is
ahead of
probably going to be live out of his range.
And it's not a disrespect thing. It's just Donkey, for the most part, chooses to play a wider range. People know that, but he also can very much use that to his advantage. And here he outflops JV. Pair of 8s over JV's pair of 5s.
Checks the 8. Tricky check.
He's not going anywhere, for sure. So it checks around, 4 of diamonds. Donkey's probably going to put something out there now because
everybody holding black cards. Donkey would have loved to see a spade on that turn.
So he's going to do the old delayed C-bet here. Looks like 40,000, 35,000 or so.
And that's it.
And that's it. And that's how you got to do it. Nice hand. He adds onto his stack. He's got 23% of the chips in play. Cap 10 leading the way with 758. And Herbert trailing at the bottom with 84,000. But he's got a dream and he's got chips. And that's all you need to win a poker tournament. You just got to have a couple things go his way. And he very well could take this one down. 100 of you watching. Hopefully my stats are skewed because my screen says 0 likes. I hope that's not the case. If you're watching, you're liking. I see 14 likes now. Appreciate everybody joining us on your Saturday. I know you could be doing anything and everything, but you've chosen to tune in with Matt and I to watch some two-card poker. So we appreciate the support and the commitment to the TCH live stream. These have been fun and they've been growing. I was talking to Matt earlier. He deals here as well, and he talked to multiple people that said the Tuesday night game is what brought me here. And if you haven't checked out the archive footage of this week's Tuesday night 5, 10, 20 no limit game, it is insatiable. I mean, the pots. There's a highlight reel of like 5 or 6 pots over $50,000 in Dallas, Texas. It's just crazy.
That's the title of the highlight reel, is just 50K pots.
Yeah.
And I showed it to several of my friends, and unfortunately, a lot of them want to come out here and play. And I've got a lot of rich professional poker playing friends, so you might see some of their faces on here. You might know a lot of their names, and honestly, the Tuesday show has turned into one of the best online poker games on the internet.
Absolutely. And, the engagement this week, I didn't get to commentate, but I watched a little bit of the engagement was bigger than it had ever been. Thousands of views, I think almost 1,000 streamers or viewers at one point in real time, and then a bunch of likes and everything. We appreciate everybody coming through for that. Also the Wednesday night game and now the Saturday night tournament game. So
we need to get a good straight PLO game on Wednesday, I think.
Yeah, I commentated with Greg Vale on Wednesday night for the 5-card PLO 8 game, which was super fun and very heady. Greg Vale is a super smart dude. He literally wrote the book on what we call Congress. He calls Big O, and there's plenty of debate to be had about that. But it was super fun to have him in the booth on Wednesday because he's just a wealth of knowledge and reaffirmed how little I know about the 5-card high-low
game. There's a lot of metagame. It's a lot more of, these are my cards, and these are the cards out there.
Yeah. Man, so much to think about. Bart here with Pocket Kings, pretty good for winning some poker tournaments.
Not much to think about this hand. Put some money in the pot.
Yeah, he almost 3x raised it here under the gun. He doesn't have a ton of chips, but I imagine he's looking to get it in on pretty much any flop other than maybe an ace-high flop, depending on who's in there. Let's see. Herbert's out of there, Cap 10 poker with all the chips pretty much facing an under-the-gun raise, and he's just going to get out of there.
You see the bet sizing he did. He didn't have to put a whole lot in to win it.
Mm-hmm.
I think last week we saw some players betting a whole lot with ace-king, really over-betting, putting themselves in bad situations on the flop. Basically, he just kind of two-point-something X'd it. Same as putting 5 in there.
Yeah.
And got the same effect and didn't get himself in any trouble spots. Really played those kings good.
Yeah, that's smart. He's got the Aria poker shirt. I know many of us have had the Vegas trip where all we've come home with is the Aria poker shirt.
Those $2,000 shirts.
Yeah, those $2,000.
Yeah, they'll get a couple $500 free cocktails and a $2,000.
It's like,
shirt.
yeah, let me get one of those shirts, please, so I can have something to show for this trip. Pretty nice shirt, though. They make pretty nice merch.
Speaking of pretty, Jack 10 suited.
Oh, yeah. About as pretty as it gets. What's the matrix? He's got a huge stack under the gun +2. Bunch of rags. Cap 10 pocket 9s in the small blind. So now here's a situation where both players know that they could put some real hurt on each other. And so it'll be interesting to see if Cap 10 decides to flex this a little bit or, okay, so he just limped. Sorry, I missed that.
No, that's a really good raise spot. You couldn't certainly knock him for raising right there and trying to steal the pot. Once we see the flop, it would have worked beautifully, but you don't always know that.
Mm-hmm. Matt Benjamin says, I used to get $125 sandwiches at Caesars. Yeah. Yeah, I think we've all been there with the super quiet Uber to your cheaper hotel because you can't afford maybe the Caesars or Aria rooms that night. So 9s are actually good here on a super wet board. If What's the Matrix puts a bet out here, he very well could take it down if he makes it significant enough. He's going to bet a third pot here for 50. Cap 10 might not believe this. This feels a little sus.
Tough run out for Captain to keep him honest with the clubs and the ace-king, which definitely went right into his range.
I literally just got the pun since you said it. It's Captain, not Cap 10. I've been trying to enunciate it as Cap 10 poker, but it's Captain. I'm an idiot. So, yeah, the 125 sandwich, like where you lose $125 in hopes of getting comped a sandwich at the table.
I think probably
or at the
a few times I stayed around for one more free comped beer and gotten felted, and oh my god,
felted or lose everything at blackjack.
That's the worst tasting beer I've ever had in my life.
I've got a gin and tonic coming. I mean, I got to stay until they bring a drink, and then you lose. Yeah, I mean that's very much by design.
Yes, they know what they're doing.
It's BYOB here at TCH Dallas, so you don't have to worry about that. We've got really on-point servers and waitresses and floor staff, so you're not waiting around for anything.
Yes, the servers at TCH are top-notch. I'll just leave it at that. They're top-notch.
Yeah, and they're very friendly, and everybody knows everybody here. It's turned into quite a fun community where it's not just everybody trying to grind it here. Like, the staff is great. The waitresses and front door staff are great. It's just a really fun experience. So if you're around, come through. The action is nonstop here.
Yeah, I played before work and just made easy 500 before I came into the booth.
Just like that.
Boom, boom, boom.
It's that easy. If Matt can win 500, literally anyone can win a few buy-ins.
True. Scrappy. I'm so rooting for a woman to win this. Come on, Scrappy.
Absolutely.
Her second final table, back-to-back, is going to be in a tough spot against Queens, but
Auburn.
Sometimes a 3-outer is easier to hit than an 18-outer.
That's right. Auburn's coming along for less with his pocket queens in the hijack, which feels that don't want that to hit the muck, bro. All right, king queen versus queen. Scrappy here, dead to 3 cards.
Whiff.
She needs exactly a king here to stay. Well, she's crippled, I think.
Yeah, she's still around.
Auburn gets a full double up here with the pocket queens. And Scrappy is down to 1 big blind here, 22,000 chips. Unfortunately, with the big blind, I think the big blind's going to hit her, unless the button's on Bart instead of Donkey.
Yeah, I think she had a little too early position for that move. I would have liked to see it on the button or hijack.
Man, but
it's a lot of people to get through. Any ace beats you, any pair beats you, and she just happened to run into something that just had her crippled.
Yeah, I mean, you feel for her, though, especially if you feel like you haven't looked down at paint for long, and you see those 2 paint cards with your dwindling stack, and you see the blinds coming. It's like, well, maybe this is my chance.
Yeah, it's definitely a pretty hand, and as soon as you get a call, you pretty much know where you're at.
Right. Yeah, and that's a stressful position, shoving under the gun like that, where it's like, anybody could have anything. Uncapped ranges when you're first act. Nick from Yuma, someone should open a liquor store in the open spot next to TCH or a deli with beers. Yeah, there used to be a deli around the corner, or like literally next door here, but I think it's been closed since TCH opened. But that seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah, I'm thinking about just selling that in my trunk.
I mean, because the foot traffic that comes through here on a day-to-day basis and the need for food would, I think, translate into a pretty nice money-making proposition.
Donkey with nothing but a position raise, and Huey Dewey is getting looked up by JV, one of my favorite hands, Jack 9 suited.
Huey Dewey. Donkey's going to make this one painful, I think. If he's opening this pre-flop with the queen deuce, he's not doing that to hit a flop or go away, I don't think. But maybe he switched it up, or he's planning on hitting the deuce on the turn, which he does, and JV now has 2 overs and a diamond draw.
I'm not sure if that's a good card for him or not. Gives him the check mark, but a world of outs for JV.
JTN 1968. Matt M is a good dealer, as all of the TCH dealers are. Yeah, I mean, Matt is exceptional. He knows all the games and can deal all the games, and he's been doing it since Nam, pretty much.
Yeah, since they invented cards.
Yeah. So shout out to everybody in the chat. All the familiar chat pros. I feel like we're all a family at this point now that we're.
But thank you, JTN. I was really rooting for you to make the final table. Sounds like you had a good time, and sorry for the results, the subpar results.
For sure. So JV's got a decision here. Does he continue the story?
And I really liked your sweatshirt too, buddy.
JV's choosing to either posture or put some chips in to try to take it down. Donkey is you're gonna have to make this expensive to get Donkey to consider to go away. Looks like he's betting 70, He kind of has a little flair putting the chips out there. I imagine Donkey picks up on that, where it looked like JV might have been trying to sell it a bit.
Yeah, with Donkey's chip stack, I mean, he can't afford to make the call.
And what's checking on the flop that's betting here on the river? 9-10 maybe.
Yeah, pretty much a misdraw. I mean, you could be setting him up for a check raise. That's really the fear and the most likely thing that you're afraid of.
I imagine, yeah, Donkey's going to call here, and he's going to see the good news. JV says, you're good, bro. I got jack high.
Queen
So everybody at the table is going to be like, whoa.
Queen Dewey. Come on. No.
Oh, getting max value from the Queen Deuce.
I'd say that's max value from Queen Deuce. That's very safe.
Great job to Donkey. That's how he does it. And that's why we enjoy watching him, because he switches it up and he's not just push folding ace-king all night. He's making it happen with the Queen Deuce.
Yeah, the past couple of weeks I've talked about being aggressive, and can't get much more aggressive than that right there.
Yeah, making your own luck. He saw through the situation. Maybe there was some math at play where, it was cheap enough for him to call based on how often he thinks he's beat there, and it worked out for him.
People in tournaments are much more condensed than they are in a cash game where they can just keep reloading.
Yeah.
People really are playing a certain way. Come on, Herbert.
So Scrappy all in the blinds here. She's got King 8 off. And the players know that this is a real money bump, that whoever chooses to get in this pot, every other player is going to be rooting for him to beat Scrappy respectfully, just because each person will get a nice ladder up here from $945 to $1,119.
Bart with a good hand against someone who hasn't even looked at their hand yet.
Right.
They're ahead of a lot. He's behind in this situation. What's the matrix?
And now he's incentivizing other players to come along to call, and I imagine you're going to see it check down unless something
actually
crazy.
with the king, the other king, he's actually in the equity lead, but we'll see where that gets him.
Jack Deuce Deuce here. Scrappy actually in the lead still. The 8 plays. The 8 definitely plays now. Spades. What's the matrix has? Spade draw.
She just needs to fade a queen. Oh, there is a spade out there.
So Scrappy's going to triple up here. I mean, it's not much, but she's going to survive.
Now, if she wasn't wearing a mask, we'd see a big smile right now.
She's elated to survive from the blinds.
You're never out of it. One of the first tournaments we did, TJ come back from less than 1 big blind to take first, pretty much.
I love that. It's good for the game.
And, yeah, that's the beauty of tournaments. And Scrappy has that chance for a massive comeback.
Congrats to her. It's nice to have a little run good when you need it. They're one time. She just might need a couple other of those one times in order to get some playing chips back. So I hope everybody's having a good weekend, and hopefully either playing some poker or spending time with your family. Hopefully you're, watching the stream while also hanging with the fam maybe. Let us know where you're watching from, other than maybe the chat pros where we kind of know where y'all are watching from.
Now, if only Matt had dealt me good cards, LOL, yeah.
Captain Poker here, ace, king of spades, under the gun +1. One of the best looking hands in the deck, I'd say. He's going to make a raise to 40K. What's the matrix? Ace-7 off on the button.
It's the walk.
Looks like Scrappy's going to fold there. I wonder if it's any 2 cards with that price with her chip stack. I guess she's maybe waiting to have her one button.
Yeah, I mean, you can get rid of your small blind, and with the big blind ante, you've got a free orbit, basically, to wait for a better hand.
That's true.
So it's advantageous to fold the small blind.
That's a good point.
And someone could bust out.
Yeah, that's true. And that would be a $200 increase for you. No, we're down to 8, so that would be... Yeah, that would be from 1,100 to 1,300 between 8th and 7th. So, yeah, you're right. It does incentivize her maybe to pick a tighter spot if she can. Donkey folds a monster, king deuce off. What's the matrix? 3-4 off in the cutoff. Oh, see, what do I know? Pocket 8's on the button. She knew it was coming. All in for 40K. She's only got to get through one more player, Aubin, who's got 3-4, and he just...
I think he's getting out of the way.
Can he call 28,000 chips to eliminate? He might have to with the price.
Yeah, that's pretty tight.
knowing that Scrappy's probably – I mean, he knows he's not ahead of most of her hands.
He's got the odds to call just about any 2 cards.
Yeah, based on his and he folds it. So he gives Scrappy the walk. So she's won 2 pots in a row.
I think I probably would have called with those cards connected. Something like a Jack 3 or Queen 4. I think I could have justified laying down. I think that's a pretty good call right there.
Shout out to JT in 1968 again for the $10 super chat. A small advance tip for the dealers for tomorrow's tourney. We appreciate the generosity. Thank you so much. That's definitely not expected, but we always appreciate it. Thank you, JT in 1968.
Of course, tomorrow's tournaments are satellite tournaments.
That's right. $225 buy-in for our upcoming Poker Atlas Payday event. Starting tomorrow, $225 buy-in, kind of a turbo structure. 1 in 3 entries will win entry into the $600 buy-in Poker Atlas Payday tournament happening May 13th through the 16th. So starting tomorrow, you can SATI in your way for $225, much like our friend Louise did for the $500K, and he turned $225 into over $200,000 US dollars.
I've got to warn you, though, if you come out, I might be playing the evening flight, so you don't stand a chance. No, everybody does. Paying 1 in 3, a lot of people are going to make it.
That's right. It's a pretty good value, I'd say, to get into a tournament that could be some real significant money. That Poker Atlas Payday tournament is a $600 buy-in, $250K guarantee.
Scrappy with AC.
Wow.
Back-to-back, and a snap call by Herbert with a dominated king.
Ace-King suited after having pocket 8s in perfect position.
Jack
Captain
10
Poker.
lays it down. Oh, he calls? Oh, okay.
All right.
He calls with the underdog hand, but still only 24%. Like, you're never really out of it and hold him.
Captain could eliminate 2 players here if he runs pure.
And Herbert really just hurting. His king's crushed. His 10 outs are gone.
He hasn't seen any cards for the – I mean, we've only played about 10 or 12 hands or so, but he hasn't seen really any cards other than these, so I imagine he's just kind of sick of it. Look
at that pile in the middle. Scrappy's eyeing that. She knows if she wins this pot, she can be back in it.
Yeah, this could be very much a game changer for her. I mean, this is a serious pot. 200,000 tournament chips after she had 22,000.
Let's see what Travis has in store for everybody.
10-6-5. So Herbert, sorry, I didn't.
Yeah, Herbert with the
Captain had Jack 10 of diamonds, so he turned all the equity in the world with a diamond draw.
Oh, Scrappy.
Scrappy misses.
Yeah,
Herbert's going to win.
Herbert gets both pots.
Both pots with a pair of 10s and a king.
So Scrappy on back-to-back final tables. Again, comes up short, puts her money in about as good as she could have. And unfortunately, sometimes that's all you can do.
Congrats to Scrappy. Eliminated in 8th place. She's going to win $1,119 US dollars from her $365 buy-in. Nothing to, raise your nose at. That's a great return on a few hours of play, but I know she wanted more. Congrats to her. Well played, and we'll see you next time. I imagine we'll see her at another one of these final tables. She's going to take one of these down eventually.
I think so.
She's got game.
She'll definitely be back. She definitely has got game. And she is actually a whole lot of fun to have at the table. A whole lot of laughs going on. Good table talk. Definitely not one of those quiet, stoic grinders that nobody can really stand.
Yeah. From our perspective, everybody's silent, but if you're here in real life, you hear plenty of chatter from the fun, entertaining players.
Donkey with a hand he likes. King Jack off.
Speaking of entertaining players, Donkey putting it in there.
About 37. 42. That was close. JV just folds ace-10 offsuit.
Wow.
One apiece. Herbert calling the 42. I'm surprised that wasn't a shove. Doesn't really leave him with much if he misses this flop and folds. I think you have to maximize your equity with your hand and try to double up while you have it. But we'll see.
King Jack versus pocket 10s. Donkey outflops Herbert. Top pair with the king, and he's going to play it cagey.
He's trying to,
Herbert insta shoves here. Donkey insta calls. Got him to do exactly what he wanted him to do. Herbert, tournament life on the line with 2 outs or backdoor hearts. 6 of clubs, not going to do it. Dead to a 10, and he misses for his tournament life. Unfortunately, Herbert eliminated in 7th place. He's going to win $1,328. And we're already playing 6 max poker now. We are down to 6. I like the pace that this is going. You know.
Yeah, but we're going to hit a wall here pretty soon with these big stacks going at. I kind of talked about at the beginning.
Yeah.
Some of these guys are going to go out, and unfortunately for everybody else, Donkey's the eliminator so far.
Yeah, the eliminations are kind of outpacing the blinds here. So now that there's multiple big stacks, it might get a little slower.
Well, I don't know. With Donkey there, I don't know if slow's an option. He'll keep the pressure on. He thrives in these environments.
Oh, yeah, but I imagine everybody else might be tightening up
Yes.
now that the payouts are pretty significant. The next player eliminated is going to win $1,700, which is real nice compared to ninth place that won $945.
There's still some big stacks out there. I think this tournament's going to go a while. I think we're going to see some got some very experienced players.
My wife always loves to hear that it's going to go a while in the poker room.
In the poker room?
Oh, that's the only, yeah.
Okay.
Nowhere else.
Okay.
Because she's at home taking care of this baby while I get to talk about poker on a Saturday. Married a saint.
Oh, that wasn't what I was thought.
I know. I know. Bart shoving here in the small blind. That chip stack for Donkey. That's where he thrives.
How's Davis, by the way?
Man, he is a
2 weeks old now? 3
2
weeks?
weeks old. He's keeping us on our toes in the middle of the night. He sleeps great during the day.
She's smiling and laughing and everything?
Oh, yeah.
That's
very,
the best.
very cute. And
baby laugh. Doesn't get much better than a baby laugh.
yeah, it's like all your problems pretty much wash away until he starts screaming in your face when he doesn't, he's not really great with words right now. So he's screaming a little bit, but he's an absolute pleasure, and we're so grateful.
You tell your kids to teach them how to talk, and then the first thing you do is tell them to shut up.
That's right. That's right. It's like, you know what? We didn't mean it for you to continue to talk. We just wanted you in case you needed to talk. That's funny, yeah.
Matrix with jacks. We'll see how.
Nice hand.
Coming in for about 40.
Nice watch.
Or with the button with 9 high. Donkey, you never know what he's going to defend with, honestly.
That's true. 8-7. He's got 1.1 million.
Yeah, that makes a big difference too. Your card, those are playable cards, and he's really one of the only players that can justify putting those chips out.
I think all the tournament chart readers would say small blind here is a 3-better fold, but I know nothing. And so look at this. Okay, so what's the matrix? Flops top set, but Donkey's got some club draws and straight draws, and I think that's enough for him.
Yeah, he'd much rather see a red 10.
So he's going to lead out here. Donkey doing a, quote, donk bet. What's the matrix? Do you smooth call here? Do you put it in? Put a little raise in?
He raises. I would probably lean towards a call just to see a turn and see what he does. I mean, you've got the position advantage on the turn.
I guess also what's the matrix is not trying to get cute with Donkey. He wants to, I don't know, maybe play more straightforward against the biggest
your hand's
stack.
not getting too much better.
Right.
You could pair the board and lock it up. But safe and steady, he chooses to raise and just takes it down, and hey, he'll take it.
6 players remaining from the 100 that started. Well, 100 entries. I'm not sure how many unique players we had, but 100 entries, $30K in the prize pool, and first place is getting $8,750 for a day's worth of work. Not too shabby.
Yeah, Donkey's going to look back and say, maybe I should have 3-bet that flop, but those monotone boards are
yeah, that would have put what's the matrix at least to the test a little bit. But I imagine he wasn't going anywhere with top set. Albin all in.
Probably not.
Ace jack off under the gun. What's the matrix has got to call a little over a third of his stack or under a third of his stack.
Pretty tough call.
Yeah, I don't.
Jack 9.
He's probably just getting the calculations here.
Not the hand. The book says don't call with those hands.
Maybe if it was about half of what this shove is.
And
but
I guess he read the same book I did. Called How Not to Bust in a Poker Tournament.
That's right. The best book out there. Almost 300 of you watching now. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in. My name's Ben. I'm here with Matt. our esteemed dealer, floor, tournament guru, commentator. He does it all.
And I'm a player today, too.
And he's a player, and a winner, which is rare.
Hey, hey, come on.
It's one
now.
thing to be a player; it's another thing to be a winner. And he proved himself today. So
It took me probably about 9 or 10 sessions before I had my first winning session here. It's just such a different style of poker here. It's so aggressive. It's really loose. It's a lot of fun. And these guys kicked my butt for a long time. And I've been playing poker for a long time, too.
But you made some adjustments.
I did.
Did you run good today, or did you make a few plays? How did it go?
Oh, man, what did I do? Oh, I had a great play. Here we go.
Is it a better play than reshipping over donkeys open from 10-5 suited? I like this. JV on the button, Queen Jack suited. I love this play. You think Queen Jack suited is ahead of a lot of what – I mean, he showed the Queen Deuce earlier. And so you don't blame JV for wanting to put it in against donkey, isolate.
It's a good idea to push donkey around pre-flop because he'll get in there with that. And
so what do you do when What's the Matrix has cold calls here in the small blind? Donkey, what are you thinking here against a guy that's calling in between? You've got to have your spidey senses going off if What's the Matrix with a huge stack is coming along in the small blind. Interesting spot here.
Nick from Yuma says, I'm not a player. I just crush a lot. You got it, Nick.
Not a player. I just crush a lot.
That's a great song.
It is. Ed Barrage, yo, Ben and Matt. What up? What up, Ed? Appreciate you joining us. Shout out to everybody that's hit that like button for us.
And Donkey just puts it in with 10-5 suited, given the action.
So he's coming along. He can. He's got the chips to spare.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You might think this is suicidal psychopath, but he just has the chips.
300,000 in the pot. This is a fun one here.
And it's what they call implied odds.
Deuce 6-3. So Donkey has a chance here. He's got an inside straight draw. What's the Matrix?
You're saying there's a chance.
9 of diamonds isn't going to do it. JV needs a queen or a jack. What's the Matrix needs to fade a 4, queen or a jack.
Good bet by Matrix here.
Yeah, I mean, really kind of trying to thin the field, protect his overpair.
Lots of draws out there, and definitely in Donkey's range and the spade, so he was wise and just checked it. Didn't build the pot, controlled it. There's not a side pot to fight for. There's a lot of incentive here for Donkey to fold, but I thought he was reaching for chips, but he doesn't.
So JV here needs to catch a queen or a jack only, and it looks like he hits a jack on the river. Wow. He triples up. So pumped to triple up this stage of the tournament. He hits a 6-outer, assuming nobody else folded queens or jacks. Wow. What's the Matrix is sitting there thinking, how do I lose this hand on that board? I've got him so dead to rights. He's only got a couple cards that he can hit, and he hits pure on the river. JV, he's got new life, 6-handed.
Yeah, I had a great hand today where I check raised 2 people and jammed on a 9-7 deuce board with 8-10.
Okay.
And I got a caller, and I hit a 6 on the river.
Nice.
And the guy just looked disgusted at me.
How could you?
And then a couple hands later, the dealer pitched me a card. I was in seat 2. Seat 1 hit it over, and it was a 3. So I got a new card, and I got pocket 8s. And I ended up, everybody checked it on the flop, and I hit an 8 on the turn, and then the board filled up on the river. So it was just.
So everything was going your way.
Oh, it's just great. And then honestly, after that, I just kind of camped on those chips and waited for the stream to start. Pretended like I was playing a little bit. I'm really good at that. Basically, I just run my mouth, so it looks like I'm playing.
It's hard not to want to sit on those chips when you're winning.
Yeah.
Because winning feels really good. Losing those winnings feels doubly bad to me.
Yeah. The great thing about this game, I played the other night and I was down $500. And in most 1-2 games, you're dead.
Yeah, it's
and
a
here
hard hill to climb.
I ended up 150 or something, which is great when you're down 500.
Oh yeah, I mean there's so many perks to the games here as far as the money doesn't come off the table.
Yeah.
The water in Texas breeds extra gamblers apparently because you'll see people with 3,000 behind at a 1-2 game, like consistently.
No exaggeration.
So Aubin here flops top and bottom, aces and threes, captain poker. Maybe he checks one time.
Yeah.
Gives him a chance to bluff at it. But he just doesn't have enough chips to risk it checking through on the turn or checking through on the flop. So maybe he just leads out. But this looks super strong for Aubin with the short stack to lead into Captain Poker, and so Captain Poker probably picks up on that.
Yeah, I think checking there is a good play. Betting is a good play. To set that kind of play up in frequencies, you want to be betting leading out and taking pots down. But I probably would have checked there and maybe tried to give him a little bit or get him to take a stab at it.
Yeah, hitting 2-pair like that is so huge, 6-handed. You want to get a little bit of value out of one of the bigger stacks. But he won the hand. He's still in the tournament. And we're still sitting in this booth. He's guaranteed money. We are not.
Yeah, we can't change the graphic with the payouts, but if you guys want to see him, you can go to Poker Atlas and look it up on there on the live clock. And like I said, you can follow around with the live. You'll be 15 minutes ahead with a lot of the information, but you can see a lot on there.
That's right. Michelle Bogard. Let's go, Bart Bogard. Mama needs a new pair of shoes for Mother's Day. I'm assuming you're Bart's wife. Shout out to you. Thanks for watching the stream.
Or it's his mom.
This man's got game. We've seen him a ton off these final tables. So shout out to you for being a cool wife and letting him play so much poker. And I get why, because he's a crusher. He's been making some serious cheddar.
Yeah, if he didn't come home with money and rings, we'll see. See how cool of a wife she is then.
But thanks for the engagement. Thanks for saying something. Good to see you in the chat.
Yes, thank you, Michelle. Hope you're enjoying watching Bart hopefully make a big cash tonight.
Do his thing.
He's already doing good.
Bart not Hansen. Bart Bogard is making his own name for himself.
And rumor is Bart Hansen's going to be here sometime, somewhere.
Oh, really? He can't have my chair.
He got well, you guys can share it.
No, that'd be fun. I mean, he actually is such a smart dude.
He is.
And has a really good thing going on YouTube.
I
Live Poker.
I learned a lot about poker from his website, Crush Live, that you mentioned, and also just watching him commentate live at the bike.
Yeah, and he's been doing that for like at least 10 years.
I've met him a couple times, just said hello, hey, how you doing? And he's always, really nice, eager to talk.
Yeah, he's another one of those guys that knows a ton about Omaha 8 as well.
Oh, yeah, I think she's got one bracelet, I believe.
Oh, it might be in Omaha 8.
It's either in Big O or PLO 8. I don't remember which.
But he said he's coming through, like just to play or to do content or to commentate?
I think to play. I think he's waiting for like some vaccination stuff. And
so I shouldn't be looking for a new job yet.
Not yet.
Because he's actually a professional commentator. But that'd be awesome.
I think he makes a lot more money playing than commentating.
Michelle Bogard, I'm the mama, so maybe it's his mom.
Hey, Ma.
Sorry.
Happy Mother's Day tomorrow.
We've got no context here. So.
Well, thanks for being a cool mom. I'm sure it's got to be awesome seeing your son successful at poker. It's a really hard thing to do. It takes a really smart person, and it takes a lot of work. And Bart has all of those things in, and you should be a very proud mother.
Nima Shinovar, what's at least the top prize? $8,750 up top for the winner here.
Cha-ching.
Alec Torelli's hidden chips. What up? Captain Poker, Ace King again in the cutoff. He lost some of those chips that he started with. Donkey with a very attractive 7-6 suited in a small blind. Looks like he's bringing out completing chips, and he does complete. JV with newfound life, 330,000 chips behind. You could choose a squeeze spot here. It would be to his detriment, I think, but I've seen players take the spot with a caller in between with that size chip stack to reship here, or to ship, but he's just going to come along for a call. So three-handed to the flop, 9-4 queen, 2 clubs, donkey flops, a club draw, backdoor straight draw. Captain Poker with just 2 overs, and JV not much to show for it, but he turns. He turns a pair, but donkey also turns a pair with a better kicker.
Great place for donkey to check, but he's going to elect to bet.
He says something. Looks like maybe 60,000, 65,000.
JP just wisely gets out of the way.
So Captain Poker, what do you do here in the cutoff with 2 big overs and it checking through on the flop, and a player like donkey with a very wide range leading into you on the turn? It's only 65 to win 201. Looks like he's doing something. Looks like he might be shipping it in here.
He said something.
Ooh, now this is a play right here. All right, so we're playing some poker. Captain Poker is going to ship over donkey's lead on the turn. But Donkey might actually come along here with a pair and a flush draw.
With those clubs.
He's 92% to win right now against Captain Poker. He doesn't know this.
We saw Captain Poker earlier take it down with a good double barrel bluff, and this would be an amazing bluff if he takes it down.
And it also would be an amazing call here if Donkey calls. I don't see how you can make a call here unless there's some metagame, but I've seen crazier from Donkey. And he would be very pleased to see the position he's in, knowing that Captain Poker's dead to 6 non-club outs.
I mean, not
6 outs then.
No matter what
3
his
outs.
hand is, Donkey's at worst 20, 20% to win, even if he's facing a set.
Unless Captain Poker turns over ace-9 of clubs. Although
Even then, he's got the best hand.
I don't know what the map.
Then he has to fade a club instead of get one. Well, ace-9 knew he would have the.
Oh, I thought you were talking about from Donkey's perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a really.
It is a tough call though. We will.
Yeah, I mean with third pair here and a club draw that you don't know.
It would be a darn near psychic call.
Although, if Captain Poker has a club draw on the flop, he's probably betting flop here.
Tell you what, Captain Poker's happy there was no snap call.
Yeah, he knows that he's at least putting pressure on Donkey here, and Donkey is really thinking about this. He's not posturing.
Would leave him with about 200 of those chips that he's worked so hard for. He called and was wrong.
Somebody brought up ICM suicide. I'm not sure who that's in relation to, but I'd be interested to hear what. I honestly don't know a ton about ICM, like how ICM plays a role, other than just that laddering up matters.
Yeah, it's just basically fold equity, is what it boils down to. There's some other more complex parts of it, but you should take that into consideration when making a big fold.
Oh, he calls. God, this man is so good for the game. He soul reads Captain Poker. He's down to 3 outs.
4 outs. Ace King.
1.2 million in the pot. Captain's like, how do you call here,
Ace
bro?
King and not a club.
With a 4 diamonds is going to run pure for Donkey. So Donkey's going to eliminate Captain Poker.
Woo!
He's plus 600,000 chips to his stack. He's got 1.5 million. And Captain Poker, just like that, is eliminated in 6th. He's taken home 1,759. He started with one of the chips. He started with potentially the chip lead or one of the chip leads at the start of this final table. And Donkey is just doing what Donkey does best, man. Making lemonade out of all these different kind of lemons he's starting with. Wow, what a call. But also, you got to give it to Captain Poker for having heart there. He knew the position he was in. Like, he knew Donkey wasn't that strong. I guess being results-oriented, he was that strong in relation to Captain Poker's hand. But I like the shove.
Yeah, I think straightforward aggression is such the norm at this stage in the poker. I thought like the double street check raise was just a little stinky. I thought. And Donkey Smite, and like someone said, it's ICM suicide, but Donkey just wants those chips. He wants that win.
I get what y'all were saying. Yes, a little bit of ICM suicide. Homie was 3rd in chips, basically meaning you're semi-guaranteed to ladder up a few spots if you don't put that many chips in that speculative of a spot. But also, I like, fortune favors the bold a little bit. I like his heart to put his whole stack in there and going with a read.
Yeah, and Donkey he's not playing for 2nd or 3rd.
Right.
It's his style to go for the 1st, and I respect that.
Yeah, Alec Charlie's hitting chips. With Bart having 10 big blinds, that shove is crazy because of the real money implications. Yeah, because you assume Bart is going to have to put his – the blinds are coming, and Bart's going to have to pay, and he's going to have a super short chip stack, so the odds of him getting busted are more likely. And we're just back in it here. Donkey on the button with ace-jack suited. Bart went all in with ace-5 off in the cutoff. And what's the matrix, again, has a big pocket pair in the blinds, and he has to choose whether or not he smooths or he re-raises or what against a guy that is running like God. So he's got about half the chips at Donkey. Donkey's still stacking them. And Donkey just like immediately calls Bart with ace-jack of spades.
Someone asked me if I had a Zalit's pizza yet, because it's been in the conversation, and yes, I had the Nashville hot pizza with pickles on it. That was pretty delightful.
Did What's the Matrix just fold pocket jacks?
He just folded pocket jacks.
Okay. I know nothing. I mean, I think it's at least worth a call to eliminate one player for a third of your stack. Pocket jacks has got to be good enough. So Bart Bogard, it does not improve. He's eliminated in 5th place. Shout out to Mama Bogard in the chat as well. He's taking home $2,300. Hopefully he buys you a very nice Mother's Day gift tomorrow. But Bart,
That's enough for brunch.
that's definitely not, at least in at a mid-range spot in Dallas. Brunch gets pretty expensive. But Bart, again, a great showing, final table appearance for him. I know he's going to be back at it probably tomorrow or sometime this week. So shout out to him. Congrats on the 5th place finish. I know it doesn't feel as good as winning, but it does feel good to, I don't know, almost 7x your money from your buy-in. $2,311. I think that's correct math. So we're down to 4 just like that, and Donkey does not stop. That is the best feeling to have just a massive chip stack in the final table.
Matrix is definitely going to be kicking himself for folding those jacks. I mean, such a premium hand. We could talk about how we would have, could have, should have played him, but it's tough when you're out there.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be results oriented, but also I don't know how you fold jacks facing one guy being eliminated. I don't know, man. Maybe the money. I mean, everybody gets to play their money how they want to play it, and so the opportunity to ladder might have been more important than risking, potentially his whole tournament life versus Donkey.
Ryan says that's one of the worst folds I've ever seen. How can you fold the jacks? I think the guy that folded, I've seen worse. That's all I'm saying. The details escape.
And we don't want to call it. We don't want to be judgmental up here. Everybody's got to play their own game.
We were talking about ICM a minute ago, and he just doesn't want to risk him.
Yeah, I mean, he just laddered up about $800 by not risking anything there. So that might have been in his head. Again, everybody gets to play their money how they want to play it. I think I'm probably coming along for a call, but also, again, he just made $800. So hard for me to argue with that. But everybody's input is well received here, the pocket jacks, and it's interesting for driving the discussion because that's a spot that is a little strange. A shove and then a call in between. I'm just processing what is going on.
Yeah, I think. I love Donkey. I love his game, but I think in that position, I think you got to raise, get him out of the pot, and then all of a sudden.
Yeah, because that's dead money.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you're getting 3-1 on your money, and your head's up. Because I don't think Donkey's calling a big raise.
Yeah, because What's the Matrix has a big enough stack to put the hurt on Donkey.
Yeah, because you got to evaluate the first raiser's percentage in his chart. How many hands in his raising chart really dominate jacks? Not a whole lot. So with Donkey just calling, kind of condenses his range and take advantage of a premium hand.
JV folding the inside straight draw to Donkeys continue. And this is a bad, bad spot for these 3 other players to be in. Donkey with chips, running well, and also having his bets respected. I imagine more of this is going to continue unless these guys take a stand. What's the Matrix is the only person that's got chips enough to really challenge or cripple, or not cripple, but take a significant chunk out of Donkey right now. And so I guarantee you Donkey is aware of that, and he's going to continue to put the pressure on. Luke Coffey, yeah, good point. I mean, I'm still processing this. If he loses, he still gets 4th place money. That's, yeah.
Pretty good. What's it, $3,000 now? We're getting $3,000?
Yeah, $3,114 for 4th place.
It's not bad.
Right, you're right. So, like, if he shoves there and loses, he still wins 4th place money. Yeah. And as I'm thinking about this.
Guaranteed Donkey folds to a shove. I mean, we see his hand, of course, but you're only calling there with ace, king, queens.
Yeah, and, there could be a superstitious thing at play. Like somebody said, he might have lost with pocket jacks over and over and over. I get that with pocket jacks, but also
I've won a lot with them, too.
I imagine What's the Matrix is thinking back on that hand and realizes, even without the results, that he might have missed an opportunity there. But also, on to the next hand,
Yeah, I mean, he's second in chips. There's 2 people that are pretty short. 300,000 there, 300,000.
Ryan Paleka says, GTO says go with it. OMC says no shot.
OMC.
It stands for Old Man Coffee.
Okay.
It's a term the kids use.
Okay.
Basically, all the players you see at the table at 10 a.m. Donkey continuing to put the pressure on under the gun. Ace-7 off. I mean, the positions are a little different now that we're four-handed.
Yeah, you're always in some kind of crucial position.
Yeah. So this is a fun one. This is a very fast final table. I think it's 8 p.m. now. It started at around 7, and we've eliminated 5 of our 9 players we started with.
Man, that is fast.
Remember, JT in 1968. Remember one very important fact. GTO and Texas Poker are mutually exclusive terms.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few GTO crushers in the room, but there's plenty of pure Texas aggression and money at play. Where
much more here in the tournament than in the cash game. The cash game's a little crazy. And this is kind of what Matrix is waiting for. Let's let these guys go all in. Let Donkey pick them off.
So ace-6.
There you go.
Donkey straight up calling $250,000 chips here.
You think Donkey would have folded those jacks?
I think no.
No.
Not for any amount of money. I don't think his net worth he's folding. So
4-4-7.
drawn to a chop here.
He's open for a 7. Doesn't get it. Doubles up his neighbor.
So no, it is a chop. The 8 and the 9 play.
Ah, what do I know?
So Donkey continues to run hot.
Wow, that is running hot.
Looks like we might be running off the 1K chips here. Maybe taking a break. I'm surprised they're taking a break four-handed.
Ryan Paleka says Donkey on the God run, though. Yeah, that is true.
All those Sunny D colored chips. Creamsicle chips, whatever. I don't think we ever came to an agreement on what color these chips are.
We could just say orange.
Orange.
I mean, it's bad for airtime, though.
Yeah.
Those one-word answers aren't great.
That's right. So it looks like we are taking a break. So I want to take this moment to talk again about the upcoming collaboration with Poker Atlas for their inaugural $250,000 guaranteed payday poker tournament. It's a $600 buy-in from May 13th through the 16th. Unlimited re-entries, multiple day ones, 3 days worth of day ones starting at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And a $250K guaranteed prize pool that I promise we're going to exceed because if the history tells us anything about this card room is that every guarantee gets destroyed. So a fun thing about this tournament is, one, we're partnering with Poker Atlas for the first time. They're the people that provide the infrastructure and the software for how we manage the room. And the fun thing about this tournament is every day one you play, you get rewarded if you survive that day one. So for your first day one that you play and survive that day, you win an $800 cash bonus straight up. And if you play an additional day one and survive that day, you get an additional $2,000 for every one of those day ones that you survive. So you can start making some real serious money by just surviving the day one and not even cashing in the main prize pool. So May 13th through the 16th. Day 2 is Sunday, May 16th, starting at 11 a.m. Again, you win $800 if you bag your first day one, and an additional $2,000 for every other day that you bag. And you can go to TexasCardHouse.com for all the structure details and all that good stuff. And the Super Satellites starting tomorrow at 11 a.m. $225 buy-in. 1 in 3 players get a seat. And it's a very real thing that you could turn $225 into your share of that $250,000 prize pool. It's a turbo format, and so it shouldn't be that much of a time commitment, and you could get your chance to satellite into a pretty large tournament. And we would love to see you come out to Texas Card House. The tournaments are so fun. There's a different buzz in the air when these big tournaments are going on. It attracts people from all over the country. So come through. If not just for the cash games, that'll happen during the tournament. So May 13th through the 16th.
Yeah, every one of those fights is going to be busy with the format. People are going to be trying to multi-bag. They want that $2,000. My advice when you come talk to people at the table, find out who's multi-bagged. It'll help you figure out their game. People are going to be, trying to gamble early and build up chips, and later on they're just going to be trying to grind away, and they'll be making lots of folds.
That's right. So that's the Poker Atlas Payday event This is Poker Atlas's first tournament to put on, and we're excited to partner with them here at Texas Card House. It's their show, but we're providing, the support. And that's not the only fun thing going on at Texas Card House. If you looking into the future and trying to plan maybe a vacation for next spring, Texas Card House, as if they couldn't be involved with enough, is putting on an actual poker cruise. And my screen is not loading, but it's in March of 2022.
Oh, yeah.
7 days out of Galveston. That
beautiful Galveston. That's the highlight of the trip right there. You get to go to Galveston.
Yeah, you get to go to sunny, beautiful, blue water Galveston, Texas. You might even not want to leave. 2022, Texas Card House is putting on a poker cruise and is going to be operating a full-service poker room the entirety of the cruise, and we're going to go to Cozumel. And I'm saying we're going to go because I'm trying to speak into existence that they're going to comp the commentators a free cruise.
You got a babysitter?
I could probably find one for a 7-day poker cruise. I think the challenge would be talking my wife into it, actually, because nothing she'd rather do more than go on a cruise and watch me play poker all day. But that should be a fun one, and I imagine all the chat pros and the regulars here are going to be participating in that because why not? That would be such a hoot.
I'm sure after a year of being a mom, just being in a room alone by herself
might be a welcome change.
Yeah, honey, I'll just leave you alone for 12 hours. Okay.
Okay.
I won't hang on you. Okay.
Okay. But you better also come back with money. Don't be losing all of our money. That's the thing about cruises is that you can put everything on a charge card and just deal with the bill on the back end, and things can get pretty expensive. So March 20th through March 27th, 2022. 7-night adventure on Liberty of the Seas through Royal Caribbean out of Galveston, Texas. Taking stops at Roatan, Costa Maya, and Cozumel. And again, Texas Card House is going to be operating the poker room. And the prices are pretty good for an interior room. $1,600, basically $800 a person. Ocean view, $1,700 for 2 people, and balcony is $2,200 for 2 people. It doesn't include gratuity, drink packages, or excursions, but it does include the cabin, taxes, and the port fees. So if you're into that kind of thing, go ahead and sign up. TexasCardHouse.com. You can get all the info. And that's that. I'm excited about the prospect of that. That would be really cool to go on that trip. I mean, cruises in and of themselves are a blast because you don't have to worry about anything. All the food is taken care of. All the drinks are taken care of. You're just out there chilling for 7 days. Probably don't get that good of cell service, and that would probably be a good change of pace for most of us.
Yeah, lots of chats about the Jacks. A lot of people say that people say shoving. I really have to go look at the numbers and see if shoving's the way. I think maybe make a big raise. Shoving makes a lot of sense.
With a chance to fold to a 4-bet?
Yeah, or just, yeah.
I don't know. With he almost had $700K in chips, and Donkey at the time had $1.7 million.
You can make a big raise and just see what he does. But I'd have to go, like I said, I'd really have to go back and look at their stacks and examine the hand again to see if not shoving is there, but some sort of raise I think would be optimum. You can look at the way they acted and figure out what hands they probably had.
Yeah, it's such an interesting spot. With the Jack calling was his worst option. May have to fold on flop. Shoving was best option in my opinion.
And JTN, I'm not even going to be here tomorrow, buddy, so I can't double you up dealing or playing. I have an out-of-town friend coming in. If he wants to play the satellite, we're going to come in and play. But I'm not sure what we're going to do. And, again, thank you for the cookies. I shared them with all the dealers today, and we all enjoyed them, and they were delicious.
And I wish I could play tomorrow. I've got a newborn, and so the prospect of playing poker is kind of a tough sell right now, which I don't, is to be expected. But, yeah, I would love to play in those satellites.
Does your wife listen to the stream?
She says she does. I always come home and say, hey, did you watch all 4 hours of the stream? And she's like, yeah, totally. I watched all 4 hours of you talking about poker. But she watches it a little bit every single time to support me. But I definitely do not expect her to watch 4 hours of us running our freaking yappers about 2-card poker. But she's supportive. Before I did this, we would always put it on before going to bed because it's, something that you can watch without getting too into it and kind of go to sleep watching it.
Well, there you go. That's a twofer.
Absolutely.
Got about a minute left on break. Players should be coming back. Pretty good tournament so far. Donkey's been doing his thing, getting in there, playing post-flop excellently. making some great reads.
He hasn't really made any mistakes, it looks like. Even with the queen deuce hand, at least once he got to flop and a turn, he played it how he needed to play it. Obviously, like most people are folding queen deuce there, I think. But so far he's played pretty straightforward, and it's really worked out for him.
Yeah, the call.
I mean, not straightforward, but he's played his style. It's worked out for him, and he's run well, and he's also made some pretty
the call versus Captain Poker was just an amazing read, an amazing call.
That showed that he got game. I mean, he's not a fluke.
Yeah, if he didn't have the backdoor flush draw, I think that hand's going in the dumpster. But, I mean, that's why he bet, because he had a pair and a draw and ended up with the best hand. And, wow, I'm a little surprised he made that call. There's a lot of fold equity there, but he surprises me all the time.
Yeah.
Good to see him back on the final
super
table.
Fun to watch. You know, sometimes these tournaments can turn into kind of a push-fold fest, and it's just fun to watch somebody switching it up to where it's just not ace-king versus jacks every hand.
I don't really have favorites, but he's one of my favorites to have on the stream because there's always something to talk about, and he makes it so entertaining.
That's right. Hey, if you're enjoying the stream, if you like poker cruises, if you like Texas Card House, we'd love it if you hit that like button for us, because this is getting the word out to everybody in the country that is into poker content. We're getting new members and new players every day because of the stream. So you're doing a huge service for us, and in hopes that you're continuing to enjoy the stream. And this is why we do it. We do it for free for you guys, and also to elevate the game and elevate Texas poker. So smash that like button if you can. There's 252 of you watching. We really appreciate y'all. As we get in to this next hand after break, Aubin, king, queen suited on the button.
12 big blinds, suited king, queen. It was.
Looks like he's betting 50,000, 55.
Nice. I like it. Not shoving here. Not putting it all in risk with a hand we were kind of talking some garbage about earlier.
What blinds are we at? I didn't see. Were we 10K, 20K?
I think so. Yes. My memory will go back 30 seconds.
So Aubin flops huge here. Top pair, he's going to shove for 200. Donkey can't call anything with 4 high.
All right.
So that's a big one. That was a much needed one for Aubin here. Plus 85,000 chips.
ABC. I said I like that raise because it didn't put his whole stack at risk, and it actually, we can see how he suckered Donkey into calling with a crap hand, and then got pretty much the max value in a fold. Exactly what he wanted there by not shoving. Well played, Mr. Aubin.
Yes, for sure. It's nice to get a couple hands when you're short stacked. On to the next one, 10K, 20K with a 20K big blind ante. We're playing for $8,700 up top. They started at 11 a.m. today. 100 entries, 30,000 in the prize pool, and we're down to 4.
I would play this hand exactly the same way as the last one because we're only 4-handed, and he just dodged a bullet. Don't listen to me.
Donkey's got almost 2 million in chips on the button, and he's going to raise it 100K smooth. On the button, ace-king off, JV with the computer hand, queen-7 off, folding. This is going to get through here. So Donkey's going to take it down. We're going to see more of this. It's pretty dangerous when he's picking up real hands, too. On to the next one. Hope everybody's enjoying their Saturday night. 8:30. We've been going and blowing here. This tournament's been going pretty quick, or this final table at least.
Mm-hmm.
Like the pace.
Like Donkey might have a straddle going on. 100K with the option. 100K with an option to raise. Wait.
Okay, good.
Oh, wait.
He's like, I did not blind raise.
He just snapped it back to you. Wait, what's going on?
You know, Travis was so quick that he might have. I mean, he could have easily said, "Oh, okay." So he raised it to 100.
Yeah.
JV shoving here, Jack 9 off. What's the matrix? Pocket kings in the small blind. He's not going to do the same with the jacks. You'd like to see maybe just a call here in hopes that Aubin. I don't know. He's all in.
I think you go all in. You don't want to risk.
So Aubin's pumped here that he's facing a pretty large ladder here if JV's eliminated.
No doubt.
84% equity for what's the matrix here. This is a very good spot for him.
The right shove by matrix. You don't want to go 3-handed. Let too many people
King
in.
10-3. He needs a queen or an 8. and JV's going to be eliminated in
Down to
fourth
3.
place. He turned a bunch of equity, double gutter there, but what's the matrix? Flopped top set with pocket kings, and then there were 3. JV is going to take home $3,114 for his fourth place finish. Congrats to him. Better luck next time, but it takes a lot of good luck and skill to make fourth place out of 100 people here, so congrats to him. And then there were 3. We're playing three-handed poker here. Everybody's guaranteed $3,900.
Does that include me?
I sure hope so, because then that would mean it would include me. So there are about almost $18,000 left between these 3 players. And what's the matrix says? Almost $1 million. Renewed energy and life. He's got 10-4 off on the button.
Alvin probably throwing these away. Donkey just picks up more chips for the pile. The rich get richer.
37% aggression frequency.
Alvin's 0, buddy. Come on. You
it must be a sample size thing, because he was aggressive with the king-queen there.
Yeah, it's weird.
Manny Morella says, we're going to start taking a shot every time you say, what's the matrix? Hey, he's making me do it. He put his name down as what's the matrix. And he's been in there splashing around.
In that case, they're going to be pretty drunk.
Yeah. Yeah. There's only 3 names to be said. And I've got to fill this time because I don't have poker insight to give. I can only give color insight to give.
Donkey raises, as he should, from the small blind.
7-6 suited. Yeah, he's at
Matrix this is a pretty easy call here. They both have a lot of chips.
So this could be spicy. If it comes the right cards, this could be a tide-changing hand. 10-7-4. So Donkey flops middle pair. What's the matrix?
Donkey,
take a shot.
Donkey with enough.
Flops top pair. Backdoor
enough to
diamonds.
continue here.
Keith Gwaltney, what's the chip values? The blues are 5,000. Those purples are 25,000, and the orange and white ones are 100,000 tournament chips.
Puts in.
Donkey bets 245. What's the matrix? Take a shot. He's gonna smooth call here. Big turn card. King of Hearts. Nobody loves that card.
Donkey just go all in.
Wow, wow, wow.
Donkey goes all in.
Dude,
crushed
Donkey,
in this hand. He is absolutely crushed. Repping the king.
Donkey does not care, bro. He's got a pair. He says, I'm going with it. He knows what's the matrix. He might have.
Oh, man! This guy's a folding machine!
This guy is playing
This
perfectly.
guy's a folding machine.
Donkey is doing all the right moves here. Wow, dude. He didn't even give it much of a thought. Wow.
Yeah, Matrix really should have raised that flop with top
shout out.
pair there.
The chat is going to shut down YouTube once they catch up with this hand. There's 2 different oranges. Yeah, Keith, the solid orange ones are 1,000. The orange and white ones are 100,000. And the color is a little different, but it's hard to see.
I was really surprised. These guys, I think, are making a lot of mistakes with short-handed ranges, and Donkey's taking advantage of them. Those jacks were a raise on the flop with that 10. He's got to raise that hand and just let Donkey knows where he's at. And Donkey just keeping on.
Oh, my gosh.
If he's not making the right moves, he's getting the right cards and just making it look easy.
Golly. Kings versus Ace-8 here for Auburn's tournament life. Can he run any better? I don't want to jinx him. Sorry. Oh, okay. I jinxed him. Sorry. So Aubin hits the 7 to hit a straight on the river. And he's going to get a full double up to $550K.
Wow. That's honestly the first hand Donkey's lost all final table with pocket kings.
And he's still got $2 million in chips.
Man. People are saying Matrix is playing for second. Yeah, I think. Yeah, you just don't win tournaments by doing that. You got to realize where your players are. Man. I mean, you got to raise that flop there. If he's got an overpair right there, you know, you just got to do it. Yeah, folding and playing for second is.
Yeah, I mean, how often is he continuing on the flop and then smashing a king on the turn? You know, I think maybe if he took a beat longer to think about it, he might have been able to talk himself into a call. You know, there's no telling what's going on in his head about, like, if he feels like he's running bad or if he feels like Donkey can't be beat. There's plenty of human factors here that could get him to fold there. Because sometimes when you're running bad in poker, and I don't even think he's running that bad, but if you feel like you're running bad in poker, it feels like everything is against you. And so maybe he just was so sure he hit a king there on the turn. I don't know.
Yeah, it's easy when we're up here. It's definitely harder when you have the cards.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, you got to play your own hand.
With $1,400 on the line, too. I mean,
Yeah.
the difference between third and second is about $1,400.
I think Matrix is just kind of overthinking it a little bit. And, I mean, you got jacks. That's a top fourth best hand you can have. Fifth best hand, depends who you ask. Put it in. Right there, you got top pair. You're only getting beat by a couple of hands against a guy that can really have any two cards right there. Yeah, he raised pre-flop, but that's what you're supposed to do. Just like he raises here, same position. So Matrix with a king three-handed is a really good hand. And he just folds it.
Yeah.
I mean, Donkey's bet size there was really good, though. There wasn't much he could do. He really put him on the rafters there, but I mean, king high three-handed is a good hand.
Yeah, it's very easy to be results-oriented, but I agree. Alec Turley's hidden chips. If he calls pre-flop, he needs to raise that flop all in. Yeah, I mean, that's a huge hand to flop top pair, pretty good kicker against Donkey, who could have any two there. I think, he missed an opportunity to shove, and then the king slowed him down, and maybe felt like there were monsters under the cloud.
Captain under pairs. This guy works at the laundromat. Fold, fold, fold. Good one, buddy. And Donkey Kings failed him before. Now he's got aces.
We've got over 314 of you watching on a Saturday night. I think that's a pretty high number for the tournament stream. Appreciate everybody watching. This is a fun one. I know Donkey's got a lot of fans out there, so that might be driving some of the engagement, but we appreciate everybody that's checking out the conclusion to this final table.
It's been a great tournament to watch. I think I'm enjoying it.
Absolutely. And, sometimes, I've said it earlier, tournaments can turn into kind of the same thing over and over. But this has been going at a good pace, and we've been seeing some interesting hands and some interesting plays. So that makes the time go a lot quicker. And excited to see how this one concludes. Because I know for a fact Donkey is not interested in chopping or ending this thing early.
He's got his eyes on the prize. Aubin has his eyes on two kings.
Wow, so the hands have been reversed a little bit here. Aubin with pocket kings.
He's been playing good, too. I mean, he hasn't gotten cards, and the ones he has, I think he's played really good. And he's just going to put in a nice little small bet with these kings.
Basically like a min raise.
You don't put him on it.
45.
Donkey with probably one of his favorite hands.
Yeah. These are some king killers. He's got 2 million chips behind.
And we'll see.
Jack, 5, queen. Not going to do it for Donkey. He's got a little piece. He's got backdoor clubs.
Just a basic, generic C-bet here.
Full pot here, 110, but
Donkey just gets out of his way.
So he's given some respect to Aubin's bets, which I don't blame him.
He knows he'd rather be the aggressor than the caller right now. And, I'll be stereotypical. When an old man bets at you, it's kind of hard to call. That's why people don't call me, because I'm an old man, and I only play the nuts.
Quinn Taylor, I'm not sure if you're serious or if you're talking about him donating poker-wise. He says, she says, Donkey is my favorite person. He's so generous and charitable. I think he sponsored at least 6 months of my rent. Rooting for him to ship it. I'm not sure if that's like an actual charity thing or if he's actually rubbing in how much he's won off of Donkey. But thanks for watching the stream.
Well, Donkey's he's a two-way door. He loses hands.
For sure. He's not scared to put it in there.
He puts his money in, and he takes his lumps, and he comes back and plays. He's a player.
Evidenced by the king 5 come along here, and what's the matrix? Going to fold the queen 4.
But again, I like the raise. Donkey with a king. See, he calls. He knows the value of a king three-handed.
6, 7, 10. So these kind of flops just smash Donkey's range, and Aubin.
This is exactly the play that Donkey folded to earlier, so why not continue?
Right. Keep doing it if it ain't broke.
And just like it said, small bet. He didn't go all in. He didn't risk a lot.
Donkey's going to float here one time. 10. So, Donkey could very easily use this as a bluff card here, especially with Aubin checking the turn.
Check.
Ace of diamonds. Donkey's got to bet here. That's so – okay, maybe not. What do I know?
Check.
Aubin's going to win it with king high. Big Jack plays for Aubin. He wins a kill pot here. He wins another 145,000 chips back to back.
That stat's got to be wrong. Auburn's let out the past 2 or 3
Yeah,
hands.
it must be wrong.
But hey, we got one guy that does all these stats, keeps track of the bets and everything. That's Tyler in the back room.
Quentin Taylor, OMC opens 4.5x. He opened 2.5x. Or he opened 1.5x. We're playing 10K, 20K, and he opened to 45.
Yeah, it's 2.5. 2.2 or something.
Basically,
2.2 is kind of the
a min raise.
2.2 is the standard tournament raise at this stage. Whether or not you want to follow it, it's up to you. But that's, if you read it, that's what they say to do. It's basically slightly more than a mid raise, and I think that's a good formula to follow.
Auburn just folded to the pocket threes in the
Wow.
big blind to Matrix is open there.
Wow, that's
All right.
That's a big fold. Folding a pair
30K.
here.
I mean, he's already got 40K chips between the blinds and the antes invested. Only to call 30K more. I think you might have to call there with any pocket pair.
Yeah. When Taylor opens 4.5x, commentator said it's basically a min raise.
That's what I'm saying. It's like we're playing 10K, 20K, and he opened to 45,000. It's like not 4.5x.
Yeah, buddy.
4.5x would be like 90,000.
Well, we could have missed one.
We could have.
We make this job look really easy, but it's
You should see how much training we've had for this job.
it's a lot of information coming at you, and we do the best we can. I'm sure we make a mistake.
Like 1 or 2 mistakes, maybe. But, I mean, we're
Auburn
pretty perfect.
Just calls. He changes gears after raising
saucy.
several times.
7 King 4.
Now, what would he check and then bet here? Looks like 30,000 coming out.
I think exactly King 8 offsuit.
King's very likely. Donkey's just like,
I'm going to raise it here.
Donkey's thinking that if he had a king, he would have raised pre-flop because that's the standard move.
In Auburn now, he's got a really strong hand here in pocket queens.
Oh,
Donkey!
man!
They're letting him do whatever he wants to do. He's picking the perfect spots. He's going to look back on the stream and see how perfect the spots are that he's picking. Oh my gosh. He's basically taking any time there's an overcard and he's putting in a basic raise in, and it's pretty much getting through every single time. Wow, wow, wow. Auburn, I mean, oh man.
Because Auburn's bet sizing was so good and the pot was so small. I mean, again, I'd have to look, but he could have made a 3-bet and I think held on to some chips.
Yeah, I mean, he took it at face value. Maybe he's trying to last one more spot here. I mean, it is a big pay jump between third and second.
Matrix here this is a raising hand. And he does. Did he go all in? Yep. So there we go. They're starting to show some aggression back, and they win a pot. So maybe they'll catch.
Like, that's all I got to do.
Maybe.
And Donkey's like, that's all I've been waiting for you guys to do. I'm just going to keep.
Oh, wait, now I got to change my whole plan. They're fighting back at me. Good play by the Matrix. Like you said, ace-9's not the best hand. 3-handed, I mean, it's good. It's juicy. Juicy.
Man, this is fun to watch. Just like poker rarely goes this ideal for you in this stage where it's just like, all right, this time I'm going to bluff and it's going to get through. This time I'm going to bet for value and it's going to do exactly what I need it to do.
9-7, good-looking hands. 10K to call. He's getting raising chips. I like this move. Not a big fan of calling here, if you've listened to me call tournaments before. And it works.
Yeah, I mean, you can't.
7-3
off is a pretty bad hand in the big blind.
Yeah, with the big blind ante, too, like back in the old days, he used to go. Actually, they used to play faster. They would just kind of go all in with hands. But the big blind ante, there's more in there. There's more incentive to steal. So raise from the small blind and punish the big blind. Put the pressure on them.
On to the next one. 10K, 20K, 20K. Donkey's probably going to be playing any 2 since he's got 40K invested already.
Matrix, good hand on the button.
Jack 10 off.
Very playable.
I like his watch.
Said that before.
I like his hand.
What do you think of my watch? I got this watch yesterday.
It's real nice. Wood?
Yeah.
That's cool.
$40 on eBay.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought I'd pick it up. I always wanted a wood watch.
That's really cool. And he flops an open-ender. Donkey flops second pair.
This could be a
This
big.
could be interesting. 5 of clubs on the turn.
Nobody's got a club.
Donkey checks
Check.
again, changing gears. Matrix not having any of it. Deuce of hearts. So now Donkey's got a value bet a little bit, I think.
He does.
And he does. 125.
He could. I think I would lean I would lean a little more to just a check there, check for showdown value. But
Oh, you think?
well, he just folded,
Yeah.
so his only 2 options, he's probably going to fold or re-raise on you. So a check there is basically the same thing. But you might get a call.
I mean, I wonder if you get a call from what was the board? King, Queen, 6.
A worse queen or maybe a middle pair, but
Yeah.
I mean, Donkey might get a loose call. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But hey, he knows what he's doing.
That's
He's
right.
out there.
That's right. Jack 6 on the button for.
So does Aubin. He knows.
Aubin. I hope I'm saying that right. Aubin.
He knows Jack 6 is rags anywhere. Donkey.
60K, ace queen off. Ooh, we might see a reship here.
Matrix has got some ants in his pants recently. He's been playing a little more.
It's not a reship at all. I'm an idiot. So he calls 40K, ace 4 versus ace queen. If an ace comes, it could be saucy. 10, 9, 10. Checks through. Queen of spades on the turn. Donkey gets the check mark here. He cannot be beat if he sees showdown.
He checks. He wants a 4 here so bad.
He's really, really trying to trap the
Doesn't
Matrix.
get
He
it.
knows he's got the chips.
He continues with the same line he did on the river before, just betting. Not a bad place for an ace.
4-liner to a straight. 3 spades. I mean, Donkey's going to take it down. Like, I'd be interested to see what his VPIP is right now. 48 hands in.
140.
140.
140%.
Breaking the VPIP calculator.
JTN, I'll play the cash tomorrow. JTN, the 1-2 here is pretty hard to beat, buddy. It's easily the best 1-2 in the country. So go in there, and my advice is just play tight and get good table reads, and good luck, buddy.
So I love all these comments. Alex W., I love the contrast between the TCH cash games and TCH tournaments. Absolute maniacal punters versus people who will literally not put any money in without the nuts.
Well, I think like the without the nut parts is a bit extreme, although it might be this case. But I think that's pretty standard with cash and tournament
Man,
play.
it's like hard to even catch your breath watching the Tuesday and Wednesday night cash game streams. Queen Jack versus pocket fours. Donkey versus the Matrix. Donkey still ahead, but the Matrix is very live here. 2 overs, some backdoor clubs, backdoor straight outs.
Donkey with a big bet, really putting the pressure on.
He needs to basically bet any 2 cards until he gets some pushback, I think, because he is just steamrolling.
Yeah, and he's been checking a lot of flops. So when he comes out betting like that, it's hard not to respect him. And, I mean, really nobody's – they're just trying to counterpunch, and they're just getting punched before – you know, they're just waiting for a hand.
Yeah.
And Donkey's outplaying them. I mean, that's about as succinctly as you can put it.
Took us about an hour to get to this point, maybe an hour and a half to get to this point, and now I imagine this is going to be like this maybe for a little while since the blinds are stable and the stacks. I mean, Matrix has almost 20 big blinds. He shoves here. Aubin's got King 7 suited. Donkey Deuce 4 suited. I don't think you can call here.
Getting through.
Risking getting Matrix back in the
first open shove Matrix has done.
Yeah. He sees the blinds coming around to him.
It would be an impossible. I think. What?
Donkey's just running. Donkey's running so hot. He's gambling.
If he wins this hand, I mean, he deserves it. I don't know.
And Matrix doesn't like seeing the Deuce 4 suited. I think
live.
He'd rather see him turn over Queen 10, obviously. Captain Obvious. So he's got a wheel draw. But it looks like
King.
Matrix is going to double through Donkey here, rivering a queen.
Wow. Donkey's, I mean, he's a gambler. I'm not sure if that was the right gamble or not. Yeah, you're live cards, but you're so far behind. Wait till you got a little better hand, I think.
Trying to use his one time there for $1,400 cash bump. you know, sometimes it goes to your head when you're running so good that it's like, well, I'm pretty much invincible.
Yeah, he was playing so good just with little pots and pushing people around. And now he gave a bunch of chips to a guy with, I mean, the biggest fold button I've ever seen. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. And Donkey is thinking about what he did wrong and what he can do. And he said, you've been doing so good, just pushing people around with those little bets.
It's good to see the different styles. You know, clearly these two players are trying to adjust to Donkey's aggressive style. But Donkey knows that that's what they know, and so he's continuing to put the pressure on.
Alex W. says, don't gamble with these guys. Just bluff them every hand. You got it,
right,
buddy.
it's almost like free money.
Yeah.
If
And it was just a little too much. Like, if
yeah.
he would have had half the stack, I could see it. That's just too much to double somebody up with. But Donkey will shake it off. Like you said, sometimes he's just feeling, wow, he's still got everybody crushed. Look at those.
Yeah, I mean, he's got that many chips where.
Yeah. Mad Benjamin has a point. Kind of hard to bluff someone who's already all in. True statement, but I don't think you're getting the gist there, Mad Benjamin. Donkey with a hand he likes. Back to small pot poker, if any of these pots are small.
Yeah, I don't think Donkey's phased by losing that hand. I think he's going to go back to his game.
Aubin, I think you got to do it here, buddy.
And these guys might have a renewed confidence now that they've seen Donkey lose a big pot.
Just calls with ace-10.
All right. Ace-10 versus 7-5. That's a really good flop for Aubin. He's got open and straight draw, nut diamond draw, an overcard.
Check, check. Wow.
5 of diamonds.
He's got the nut.
So he's got the nut flush. He's checking to trap here, Donkey, but Donkey sees right through it, I think. 10 of hearts. Aubin, what do you do now? You got to put something out
just
there.
Just bet it, buddy. He's not going to stab at that flop, I don't think. Or stab at that board.
Very value-y type bet. Donkey might be curious here. He's got to call 100 to win 280. I think Donkey's going to get away. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Aubin stack. I think shoving pre-flop on Donkey's pretty good. Donkey's such a good post-flop player. I mean, he's by far the best post-flop player at the table. How do you take it? How do you take that away from a person? I mean, that's a premium hand. Ace-10 suited.
Yeah.
3-handed. I mean, put the heat on him. If he's got a better hand,
put yourself in a position to not get blown off your equity like that.
So be it. You walk in with $4,000 and
350 of you watching, 68 of you liking from my screen. Well, let me refresh. I might be wrong here. 80 of you liking. It's a better number than 60, but it could be way better. Roundhouse kick that like button for us. If you're enjoying the stream, if you're enjoying the three-handed conclusion to this $365 buy-in final table. $8,750 up top for first place.
we don't even have 100 likes, guys. You guys are letting me down.
Come through, baby. It's Saturday night.
All you chat pros, it's Saturday night. You're watching some great tournament play.
Takes half of a calorie to hit that like button for us, but it means the world. And if you haven't subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button. There's almost 18,000 of you subscribed, and you'll get that hit the notification bell after you subscribe, and you'll get notified every time we go live here at Texas Card House. I gotta stop drinking this coffee. I'm gonna be up all night. Aubin here on the button, 7-5 off.
Need more coffee.
Ooh, Donkey with a premium here.
Best hand he's seen in a while since he lost with those kings. Matrix with an ace who's been playing these pretty soft.
Oh. But you see the stack differential here.
Oh,
like
I thought he was going to throw the red in for a minute and raise.
one more double up for Matrix. It's a very different
Great board
story.
for Donkey.
Great board for Donkey, not much for Matrix.
Check, check. Donkey wants that 7.
8 of clubs, so now he's got a straight flush draw. 2 pair. Cornell Irons, hello from Belize. What up, what up?
Oh, with the nuts, but probably not going to get him paid.
He's got to check here in hopes that Matrix bluffs. And Donkey says, I got it, bro.
Bluff? This guy folds everything under the sun, man. He ain't bluffing.
Oh, man.
Come on, Donkey. You're getting too creative for your own good there, buddy.
Yeah, he...
Bet your own hand for a little bit.
Right.
Now he should have bet the river there because he's done it. So I try not to question their move so much, but he pulled that move where he was check betting the river so many times. That would have been a great place just for continuity through his play to keep people guessing.
JTN 1968 says 100 likes and I'll bring more cookies to TCH staff tomorrow.
Yes.
That seems like a win-win for everybody.
They were the M&M cookies were delicious, by the way. They were all good, but the M&Ms were the crowd pleaser.
Making me hungry.
There might be one left back there.
Grant Aberg, is there a schedule for tournaments on the website?
Donkey with aces on the buttons.
Grant, go to Poker Atlas and look up
for.
Texas Card House Dallas, and the full tournament schedule will be there. Sorry, I was talking over you. My bad.
That's all right. Just trying to follow the action here a little bit.
Pocket aces.
And he just gets the walk.
Jacks, aces, ace, queen. And he's getting premium hands.
Can't tell if he showed him or not there.
I don't think he did. JTN just changed the deal. He said for 200 likes, 100 was too easy. Yeah, we're already over 100 likes. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, thank you very much. Matrix with an ace on the button. Come on, buddy. Loosen up them strings a little bit. Chips ain't going to hatch little babies. Put them across the line if you want to make more. Probably with a defendable hand, King 10. Of course, I don't know about against the Matrix. He's been playing so tight. Not a lot of pre-flop raises. Donkey just looking at tent. Ace 4. Totally crushed here. Hey. Guess when you're way behind, the best way to win is to raise. He knows these guys are folding a lot. Excellent squeeze play with Aubin in the middle. And it's gonna work. It's gonna work.
Donkey,
Yeah.
I'm sure, can't even believe that he's getting so many hands through. Wow. There you go. Updated aggression frequency. Donkey 53%. Aubin 26%.
No, I said A7 was a raising hand, Joel, not a shoving hand.
That's I think that's Donkey's first 3-bet. Well, it's at least his first 3-bet in the last hour pre-flop.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of that 3-hand. It's been a lot of small raises, calls, going to the flop. You're going to see a lot of that in tournaments. You're going to see a lot of flop play.
Yeah, great spot to pick though with the
what
ace
you want
4.
to do. Yeah.
Donkey betting 90,000 here.
Now he's went back to the old ways, but he runs into kings.
Well, he's just gonna smooth call here.
Yeah, a great play by Matrix. If he raises, I think he senses Donkey's just going to lay it down.
Oh my God! This guy has sold something to the devil.
Me.
What is happening, bro?
Oh my goodness!
He is going to be so annoyed seeing this flop.
All right, Matrix is in third place. We just got that coming.
Dude, just like
what the
rub
heck?
it in, bro.
What?
Matrix is dead to 2 kings.
And he
He said,
goes all
I
in.
call. I'm sorry, bro.
Oh
That's
my
7 deuce.
goodness!
Matrix is like, how could you possibly, in any world, have this hand right now? How could you run so good
Wow!
and be dead? I'm dead to 2 cards. My tournament life. What
Oh.
on earth, bro? I
Hey.
have secondhand despair for what the Matrix. I am so sorry.
Well, I mean, he.
Wow.
You know, I'm not trying to rip players, but he misplayed a lot of hands early.
What the Matrix is going to walk away with $3,961 for his 3rd place finish. You know, some like pocket kings there, not wanting to be a Monday morning quarterback. If you 3-bet their pre-flop, maybe you're not in that situation, and I'm sure he's thinking about that. But also, blind versus blind with pocket kings, you maybe want to keep a player in there to get some chips. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's just bad luck. I mean, he's going to lose with kings there. It's usually not the hand that takes you out of the tournament. That's the reason you're leaving, and I think that's a prime example why.
Wow.
And Donkey with just complete and utter control of this tournament and his own destiny. He really should just do what he's been doing and keep the pressure on, using his reads, and like I said, just stealing these little pots.
Man, I still coming down from that hand because that you're seeing somebody run so pure but also play exactly as he needs to be playing while running this hot.
Well, I mean, you can't. It's like we saw with I mean, it's kind of a bad example, but Tuesday with some guy hit King 8, but you're not going to hit that if you're not in there. So that's why he plays so many hands. That's why he has such a big ranges, because eventually you're going to crack somebody. The trick is not overextending yourself and not felting yourself in the process.
Yeah, and big shout out to Aubin, who started with one of the smaller chip stacks at the beginning of this final table, and he's now made it to heads up play, guaranteed $5,300, and is playing potentially for $8,000. So say what you want, maybe about the man's game or about maybe you disagree with some plays, but he turned his potentially $945 payout to a $5,300 payout at a minimum.
I thought he's played marvelously. I mean, he's kept his aggression up with just his little tiny bets. He never really went all in with a bad hand in a bad spot. And you talk about someone who's laddered up, and he's done it. He's played great against Donkey.
And two suited hands here, King 9-9. Whoever's the most aggressive will probably take this one down. Aubin's going to pull out a bet there. This is maybe his first stone bluff that he's made of this final table. Donkey is not immediately folding. He's like, what's betting here that didn't raise pre-flop other than exactly 9 deuce?
Yeah, I think he's made
suited.
like one other one earlier with just a double barrel or something into Donkey that worked.
Is it worth speculating? Dude, Donkey, this is so impressive to watch. Like, most people heads up are like, all right, I'm just going to go to the next one. I've got 10 high. This guy's betting. But
you can almost play heads up without looking at your cards.
He check raises Aubin here on a 9-9 king board with nothing but 10 high and backdoor diamonds. And this is going to get through.
It does.
Please show it. Okay, so that's...
Donkey doesn't want to give any information.
Yeah, that is a sole own right there by Donkey. Look, I don't want to be I'm not trying to just talk about this dude all night, but it is fun to watch, and it's fun to see the plays he's making as well as the ridiculous horseshoe that he has somewhere with how good he's running.
I mean, Donkey's short-handed poker skills and knowledge of like the short-handed ranges and what to do is obviously more than the opponents here. Hopefully they can watch and learn something and realize what they need to do next time.
Yeah, I think it's
like I said, he's a hard guy to play. It's easy for me to talk about, but it's hard to do it when he's there betting at you.
I mean, especially with hands like that, where it's King 9-9 and this dude is check raising you with 10 high in the perfect spot. I mean, that was kind of an own. That was such a good play.
Aubin with only 420,000.
He's going to come along with the 10-9 suit. He's dominated by Donkey's King 9, but he's got some equity.
If we get a 9 on this flop. Oh my! What the
dude?
What?
This feels like
what?
This feels like an alternate dimension. Are we in Interstellar 2 right now? Is this universe folding over itself where Donkey is a more like perfect version?
That's it.
9s and deuces with a king. Donkey very quickly is going to eliminate Aubin with pair over pair. I'm just befuddled by the run good of this man as well as the plays that he made happen. Shout out to everybody that stayed around to watch the conclusion of this final table. There's almost 400 of you watching. This is one of the most entertaining tournament final tables I've been able to commentate. Not by any of our own input, but because of just the play. This was so interesting to watch.
I thought it was all me.
It was
Donkey. Never mind.
It was all you. Wow. So Donkey, in common fashion, is going to take home $8,750. Aubin in second place with $5,303. And that's it, folks. I mean, we started with 9. We're down to 1. Donkey, once again, is winning a bunch of money at Texas Card House Dallas. And we appreciate everybody tuning in on your Saturday night to watch this final table. Again, Matt, thanks for joining me, buddy.
Yes.
You got anything for the people as we head out?
Well, last Tuesday we saw one of the best streams I've ever seen, and hopefully we can match it this upcoming Tuesday. So join us at 6 o'clock Texas time, and we're going to have another 5-10 No Limit Hold'em coming from TCH Live with me and Greg P.
That's awesome. Yeah, Matt, thanks for being here. And, again, check out the stream on Tuesday. It's insane. Thanks to everybody that tuned in tonight. My name's Ben for Victor and everybody at Texas Card House. We appreciate you joining us, and we hope you have a good week. Good night, everybody.